Welcome back, everyone. It's New Mutator. It is game 2 of week 3 of Myth Kickballers, and we are looking at Milkman's team. On this map, Cadarn is, I guess that's how it's spelled. I don't know how you pronounce it. If you know how to pronounce it, please correct me. He is challenging Rat King, who is starting out in the northwest. So in the southeast, it is Milkman with Professional Killer, Renwood, Kruniak, Mercardon, Gamer, Sam the Butcher, and Scratch. I believe all of these players, excepting Mercardon, although Mercardon, well, I don't know. They all participated in the Myth World Cup of last year. Mercardon did in fact participate, but as a substitute. Let's see, Scratch, I forget. Oh, he was on Time Wizards with Renwood, I believe. I might be mistaken. Gamer was on Thundercock. Sam the Butcher was on Gimbal R Us. Mercardon, also Thundercocks, was a substitute. And Kruniak and Professional Killer, both on the Southern Parkians, who are the champions for the year of 2012. And of course, Milkman was on the Silent Sentinel team. So across from them is going to be Rat King. He, Ten, and Kermisi were all on the R3 team. I didn't participate in the Myth World Cup. Father Xmas did. I think he was on the Time Wizards, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, Paladise was on Team Deer. Adrenaline was on the Name Changers, and Donsky was on Grimm's My Team. So pretty eclectic group of players here. So I'm curious to see how this will work out. This is kind of a Trow variant of this map. As you can see, 3 Trow are tradable. You can trade for up to 3 of them. Is going to be a dark mesh, so we have, you know, power units such as Fetch involved. These probably are heroes. Yep, Dwarven heroes. If they weren't, they'd be useless. I don't know why anybody would get them, because the Fetch would just blow them up. Really fast Berserks. Solace are going to be useful in distracting the artillery and focusing down the Trow. And of course Mauls for, you know, basically guarding the artillery against the Trow. So that's kind of how I see this set working. The whites are kind of optional. You know, we see Milkman getting a white here. The purpose of getting a white, I guess, would be to try to take out Solace or something like that in deep pools. That is my guess as to why they would be taken. I'm going to go ahead and throw the chat up so you can read that as it comes in. I myself am probably not going to be able to read most of it, as I will be paying attention to the game. The game just started. It is capture the flag, so both of these teams are going to be trying to move in and either go mid here or maybe snake around and try to slip in and take the flag without anyone being able to do anything about it. So it's a possibility, it might happen. For Rat King, it is Adrenaline on all 3 Trow, looks like. For Milkman, he's got Kruniak on 2. I think Kruniak wanted to split the Trow, and then from what I remember, the rest of his team basically convinced him not to. Where's the third one? Did it go over here? Well, we can always zoom out and look for it that way. There's 2 there, although you probably want all 3 to be able to be moving in there. There it is. Yep, the third one is going to go to Kruniak. However, this is kind of a slip up, because Adrenaline is going to be able to push them off this middle island. And so the middle island is going to go to Rat King for the time being. Taking a little bit of damage there from some chain lightning, I guess is what you would call it. The Fetch shooting his Trow, and then also a couple of those bottles hit him too. But I guess it's worth it, because he does get this this middle island. However, he needs to be careful with these units here. Donsky needs to be careful, because these Fetch are going to be moving in, and Professional Killer is going to be using those. However, with these Fetch on the high ground, Kermisi is going to try to focus down and maybe do a little bit of damage. Not a whole lot of damage though, as you are trying to skip the lightning across the water. Meanwhile, down here, it looks like Rat King did manage to find a flank. Gamer is going to try to push him off. He has a couple of units here, but not enough. I have like this defensive force, so I'm scrambling to kind of to head them off here at this point. And who is this? Father Xmas also has some units, but not a whole lot of defense here. Although, yeah, there's some more units, defensive units, moving in. Paladais trying to do some kind of crazy like flank on their flag, looks like. Meanwhile, in the mid, looks like we're doing pretty good. I'm on Rat King's team, so I'm liking it so far. However, these solas really need to be careful, as 10 needs to watch out for those fetch there. Let me go ahead and put this down. We can see that something. Let's see what this was. Is that a fetch? Yeah, it looks like one fetch down for our team. So I didn't really notice that. And these Trow are all really pretty good health, although that was kind of a weird shot from Donsky, doing a little bit of damage on his own units. And 10, it looks like 10 is going to try to slip up on that, on this this hill here, and maybe try to focus down these dwarves, although I don't think that's really the best thing for them to do. And oh, losing some to this this dwarven hero from Milkman. 10 really needs to be careful. These fetch are going to try to move in, although they need to be careful as well. There's some bottles in the water. This can be really bad. Those fetch get blown up from Donsky. Needs to be super careful. All of a sudden, Milkman's team is kind of in the lead, I want to say, 96-92%, as a lot of these fetch from Donsky going to go down here. On the other side, Kramisi's trying to square off with these Solis, but I think 10, by trying to push in, really put his team at a disadvantage by extending like that and trying to focus on dwarves. Not the best idea. He needs to try to focus on the Trow or the fetch here. That dwarf does get taken out though. I think it's suicided on that berserk. Meanwhile, over here, I think whatever force was up here retreated to the mid, or was it down here? Yeah, I think it was down here. They retreated back, I want to say, although I'm still kind of doing a little patrol here to make sure nothing gets by. I was kind of specifically told to defend, so I'm like, alright, it's kind of boring, but okay, I guess I could do that. I really wish that I had probably handled Solus this game instead, because I like Solus on this map. I like using Solus here. Adrenaline is basically losing his stuff here, and 10 has all of these units here, but he's kind of out of the fight as he's still focused on these dwarves, and he needs to focus on the fetch, and particularly these Trow that are hounding these units here. If he can put the hurt on those Trow, that might help a lot. But as you can see, Rat King's force retreating, and Milkman's force is on the advance. These units are going to slip through, and I'm not going to get there in time. They're going to try to head to that flag. I'm going to retreat to the flag at this point. But I feel kind of torn because I really wish that I could come to the aid of these units, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that. I guess I could have sent a couple mauls here to, pass them on to Kramisi or something, as Donsky and Kramisi have basically this entire berserk force. I could have given them to Adrenaline maybe. I don't know. Anyway, looks like Donsky's going to try sending these in to slow the advance. They're just sacrificial at this point. These units going to contest the flag. Over here, there's some crazy stuff happening, as looks like Paladais sent in a force, but his force...
Flag contested.
What the heck was that? Friendly fire. I think his dwarf took out his own fetch. So we actually could have taken this flag, I think, as Milkman is on the flag, and his dwarf's getting sniped. Although, if Paladais still had his fetch, I think this flag would have fallen. As there's these units here, these fetch, or not fetch, these Solus trying to chase off these units, these berserks. But without a fetch, it's going to be really difficult to clean up these mauls. as you know, they are going to probably, they are faster than the dwarfs, so they are going to probably focus that down. At the same time, what the heck is going on? Scratch basically taking out a whole bunch of stuff. Oh my gosh. Did Scratch just single-handedly take out all of those berserks? That was incredible. I kind of want to go back and show you that, but I can't seek backwards. So Scratch going to try to defend this flag. There's only a couple of mauls left. 10 is going to try to focus him down. However, Scratch not taking some damage. He only needs like one more hit, and he's dodging like a maniac. He only needs one more hit. And he dodges. He does take out a couple of these that he is taken out, though, in the end. So I think this flag will fall. However, this flag is a lost cause. There's just nothing that can stop this from happening. I think Rat King tried to slow it down, but in the end, didn't really have enough here to defend it in the end, I must say. And although we did manage to take this flag in the end, we just don't have a whole lot of units left. 38% to 5%. There is plenty of time left, and basically Milkman just needs to send in the Trow. Although they do need to leave something on the flag. Okay, somebody turns around. Renwood is going to defend the flag. The reason why I say that is because, you know, if say we had left like a couple of units over here, you know, just out of sight, through the fog of war, we could have sent them in and retaken the flag and won the game. Like if they decided to peel off everything in an attempt to rush this flag. So basically, what's happening now is I think Paladise is going to try to slow this down. There's just nothing you can do though. That Trow is just going to kick him. These units here might be a little bit more successful, but in the end, I think just this is going to be enough to focus that down. Although, you know, there are some more units on the way. So yeah, this flag is going to be impossible to retake. However, they need to send a little bit more. So yeah, I guess they are sending a little bit more there. Paladise is going to basically hide the hurt berserk behind the full health berserk to kind of maximize the potential for life. Although it might get focused down here. He needs to be careful though. That Trow is just going to go around everything. He has plenty of time. He's going to get to that flag, no trouble at all. As Gamer actually slipped in, I didn't even see that unit. He managed to slip around the side, and he's going to be able to take that flag, no problem. Well, that's going to be it for this game. I might actually go back to show you that super dwarf flag and maybe try to link these. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to go back and take a look at it and try to affix it to this film. We'll see if it works. Anyway, just looking at some of these numbers here, it looks like Mercadon doing incredibly well. Kruniak doing incredibly well. I don't know if they both had fetch or not. Kruniak had the Trow, so I'm guessing Mercadon had the fetch and was able to dominate with those. Anyway, 22 kills, 207 damage. Pretty impressive there. For our team, it looks like Kramisi, 119 damage, had the most for us. Adrenaline with 101 damage, he had the Trow. But only managed to break even, I think, with kills and losses. Yep. Paladise with the most kills. He was trying to take this flag. Or not this, I guess it was this flag. He did end up succeeding, but he had some friendly fire, so didn't have very high damage. Could have had a lot higher damage than he did. But all in all, it was pretty close, but I think there was no question as to who was going to win after a certain point. Although, if this flag had fallen a little bit faster, that could have been a win for us. But pretty close. Anyway, that's going to be it for game number 2. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you in the next game.
Team eliminated. Game over.
Yep. See you in game 3. Welcome back, everyone. I just wanted to show you what happened on this flag. This is Milkman's flag in the game that we just watched, and I just wanted to show you what actually happened here, because I didn't really get too good of a look at it the first time around. So We can see Paladise ran interference. Rat King also with a Berserk. Going to try to somehow figure out a way to snipe Milkman's Dwarf on the flag here. Although it looks like Rat King is going to take a little bit of damage. Nope, manages to avoid that. However, this is the main thing that this flag force has to watch out for. Let's see. Renwood says home. Milkman says, I've got it, don't worry. And says to ignore it. Ignore the soulless and just push. However, it looks like Scratch is going to send 3 of his Dwarven heroes in to try to defend. I guess he noticed that this was not going to work out. He says, sending my dwarves home. And we can see here, like, Paladise, you really shouldn't use these together. Like, he autos on himself. He blocks his own shot there with that Berserk. That stinks. That could have worked out a lot better. While that was happening, though, Rat King was able to snipe that dwarf, it looks like. And, which is great. That was awesome move for him. However, he needs to be really careful to save as many of those as possible. At the same time, Paladise really could have used that fetch. Really could have used that fetch. So here's Rat King. He's going to try to move in with these units and try to take out all 3 of these dwarves. He might be able to do so. He does take out a lot of them. He is going to, and with a massive suicide, takes out 3 Berserks with one of those. This one survives. And so that's kind of what happened here as he moves in. And yeah, the rest is history, as they say. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can append this to the other film. And yeah, that'll be pretty good by way of explanation. Although I don't think I missed all that much. I think you can kind of put it together. Anyway, that's going to be it. Thanks again for joining me, everyone. We'll see you in the next game.
Flag